Republican Senator Murkowski from Alaska, what she said recently should scare the bejesus out of every single American. That a politician comes out and admits that the reason they are simply going along with Donald Trump and his autocracy is that they are scared of what could happen to them if they challenge the presidents too hard. That should tell America everything and make it known now that it is time for Donald Trump to lose support from every democratic loving American. Whether, I don't care what party, affiliation, ideology that you have, this is dangerous. This is not what we're talking about, dictatorship. This is worse than a dictatorship. This is a dictatorship with mobster qualities. Folks, this is serious. I want you to listen to this, and then we'll take it on the other side.
Republicans on Capitol Hill are trying to thread a very small needle. They're trying to get the president his one big, beautiful budget bill and extend his 2017 tax cuts, which are set to expire at the end of the year. It's, of course, easier said than done, especially with margins like these. And for those Republicans who might not be on board with the president's plans, today we heard this stark note of honesty from Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska.
We are all afraid. Okay? We're in a time and a place where I don't know, I certainly have not been here before. And I'll tell you, I'm oftentimes very anxious myself about using my voice because retaliation is real. And that's not right.
NBC's Capitol Hill correspondent Ryan Nobles and Mark Short, the former White House Legislative Affairs Director during the first Trump administration, both join us now. Ryan, I'll start with you. Murkowski's comments are frankly stunning. I mean, what did you make of her saying them there?
I think it tells us a lot, Allie, about the mood of congressional Republicans right now in terms of their interaction with the Trump administration. There's a real sense that it's very difficult for them to voice how they're really feeling about some of these Trump policies and the negotiations that they have around this big budget reconciliation package, because Trump ultimately is going to ask for and get what he wants. And if you step out of line in any way, shape, or form, there will be political retribution in the form of perhaps a primary. There could be even more that could come from that. Social media attacks from Trump's online allies, and it could go even further. And there are some congressional Republicans that are worried about the threats of physical violence that could come as a result of stepping out of line with Donald Trump. And this is really going to crystallize over the next couple of months, Allie, as they begin the negotiations in earnest around this budget reconciliation package, because something's going to have to give. They want trillions of dollars in tax cuts. They want trillions of dollars in cuts, but they also don't want to touch these third rail social programs like Medicare and Medicaid that many Americans rely on. It's very difficult to make all three of those things come together, and there are very different views as to how to get there amongst many of these Republicans in Congress. Many of those views may run counter to what the Trump White House wants. So this process is going to become a real hot button issue here over the next couple of months, and how these elected leaders respond will tell us a lot about this trajectory going forward.
Yeah, because we know that there's a difference between marching with the party on policy and then outright fear of stepping out of line. Ryan, you and I have spent a lot of time chronicling the rise in threats against members of Congress. But Mark, you've also spent a lot of time talking with members of Congress when you worked in the first Trump administration. Did you ever hear anything like what Lisa Murkowski is saying, this idea of we're afraid to buck the White House?
Well, I don't think they were afraid when I was working in the White House. I think at the time...
What's changed then?
Well, I think at the time, the president didn't have a strong control of the party as he does today. I think his grasp of the party is much tighter, and I think that he's shown his willingness to challenge members in primaries. And so I think that's more of a self-protection concern that many members have today, that at the time of the first administration, they were more willing to speak out.
So check this out. What are you going to do? When you have a distinguished senator, a strong senator, express fear to buck a president that is throwing the country away, that is destroying the country, and with that, the world, what exactly should the population do? We know what to do, but will you do it? It is time for everybody to step up. because this is one feeble man. This is one person with paper. It's nothing but a paper tiger. These are feeble men who are using their implied strength against us all. It's time for us to use our collective strength against them. We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number 1, subscribe to our channel. And number 2, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.